Good morning. We will get started in just a moment, just waiting for the waiting room to clear. Good morning. This is the voting hearing of the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, March 27th, 2025. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional testimony accepted this morning. We'll begin with the licensed premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. Item number 1, Villa Francesca's Inc. doing business as Francesca's, located at 150 Richmond Street. Date of the incident, August 18th, 2024. Sexual assault, employee on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 22.
So Commissioner Saxon, regarding this one, I would like to suggest that we not deliberate today. I was unsatisfied with the answer to whether or not the victim and the witness had been notified of our proceeding. It wasn't clear to me that the witness and or alleged victim expressed a disinterest in participating in our process. They might have wanted to not participate in the criminal process because of, going to criminal court, the burden of proof in criminal proceedings. But it wasn't clear to me that they didn't want to participate in our proceedings, which are less formal, have a lower burden of proof. So I would want our licensed premise unit to try to reach back out to them and get clarification on whether they would like to participate. If they don't want to, we can put it on old and new and deliberate. If they do want to participate, I think we should hold the record open and then reschedule, reconvene at a later date.
I definitely agree. I think to hear another firsthand account would be wise, and there's no reason to rush. So I agree.
Great. So we will get in contact with the licensed premise unit to ascertain whether the victim and or witness would like to participate, and then either schedule for a vote or a hearing, depending which way that goes. But this will be continued for now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 2, GSTH Investment Group LLC doing business as Bijou and Rock and Rye, located at 51 Stewart Street. Date of the incident, October 18th, 2024. Assault and battery, employee on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I didn't think we had enough here.
No.
Yeah. Do you agree, Commissioner Saxon?
Yeah, I don't think we got there.
Yeah. I'm looking at the police report and nothing in the testimony really enlightened it. So I just didn't think we had enough.
No violation.
Correct, no violation.
Okay. Item number 3, GSTH Investment Group LLC doing business as Bijou and Rock and Rye, located at 51 Stewart Street. Date of this incident, October 30th, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Yeah, I mean, similarly, right? Lots of references to their improved video, but during this time period, and we talked to them about lack of video. So I think we've noted it on the docket. Yeah, so moving forward, hopefully regarding video, things will be better. But regarding this one, I didn't think there was enough.
Yeah, exactly. This is an incident that arrived before the cameras were addressed. So
yeah, and the cell phone video, it didn't sound like it was going to be enlightening and all that. So for all those reasons, foreseeability and how they handle it and all that, I didn't think we had enough.
Yeah, no violation.
No violation on item 3. Item number 4, same licensee, GSTH Investment Group LLC, doing business as Bijou and Rock and Rye at 51 Stewart Street. Date of this incident, November 3rd, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I just got to go through all the individual ones and
Sure.
make sure the same place over and over. So
Correct, I know, and when we,
hard to let-
the next one will be the same thing again.
Yeah, this is 4 days later, and it's the same set of facts.
yeah. Yeah, once again, just not enough info. No violation.
Correct. Commissioner Saxon, you agree, no violation, item 4?
I agree, no violation. Is there, we've sent enough correspondence about the need for video, so.
And noted on the docket, and yes. Moving on to item number 5, Aya Pizza LLC, doing business as Redline Pizza, located at 580 to 582 Dorchester Ave in South Boston. Date of the report was November 30th. This was the incident that began on December 4th, 2024. Patrons in premise after 11:30 p.m. closing hour, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9, and license not visible, under or in the cash register, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9.
So with this one, I asked a few questions of the police officer about whether they were there, went inside. Am I giving them a benefit of the doubt that they don't deserve regarding, like, is the inference reasonable just based on the timing of the call on this one particularly?
I mean, is this the one where the policemen, they were actually across the street? They weren't at the.
This is what they were called to the scene because there was a threat of a knife shown.
Yeah.
Someone had been in Dunkin' Donuts, which is right across the street, and was making their way. The alleged victim said that they were going into Redline, and that they were basically confronted by two other people that sounded like he was saying they were inside there. And, and then, he was accused of being a sex trafficker or something, I believe, and had kidnapped someone. But the timing of it, I had asked questions regarding, like, was he clear that he was actually inside? And the police officer was a little equivocal.
I didn't get there that there was actually a patron inside this establishment after hours. And so
Okay.
I'm just trying to keep all of the facts clear. There were a lot of,
Yeah.
there was a lot of speak about the confusing violation numbers and everything, but it didn't sound like in this particular case that the patron was inside, at least from the testimony that was given.
Yeah. I mean, part of me felt like there might have been a reasonable inference there, even with the kind of squishiness. But, I wanted to be fully fair and say it's not a slam dunk, certainly.
Yeah, and I guess the way that we've treated these cases before is that we are not the ones that are making the inference. I think the testimony has to stand.
Yeah. All right. So on this one, I think they did. It wasn't proven. No violation.
Correct. No.
And then license not visible. There was nothing to show that on that evening license wasn't visible. So no violation there either.
No violation, item 5. Item 6 concerns the same licensee, Redline Pizza. Date of this incident, again, the write-up was from January 30th, 2025. Underlying incident was December 26th, 2024. Patrons on premise after past the permitted time of 11:30 p.m. in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9, and license not in conspicuous location in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9. This is the item where Commissioner Carvin had asked for video, which has not yet been provided to the board.
So based on what was alleged in the police report and the timing of this, I was convinced that they were open past 11 and didn't have their patrons out. And, I did not credit the testimony that this all started at 10:30. I think that testimony hurt their case and didn't help it. So the potentiality that they were stopped from getting all the patrons out before 11:30 because they were threatened with a knife right at those moments was purely speculative, and they could have basically used testimony to say that didn't happen. And when they provided testimony, they provided not credible testimony. So I find a violation here.
Right, either way, so, you know, if the patron did come in at 10:30, I did not find it reasonable for a licensee to not act and for a whole hour. And then the other the other way of getting into a violation is that it, in their own words, they said that he had only been there for 30 minutes, which put him clearly in the establishment after hours. So either way,
And sorry, I'm so sorry.
yeah, no,
And
either.
on the eve, the statement from the worker there was that he was telling patrons they had to be out by midnight.
Which is incorrect, exactly, yeah.
And which is more in line with how we know they had been operating in the past and seemingly continue to operate.
Right. So I think there's a history with this particular licensee, is it not?
There is a deep and sordid history, yes.
There is a history. Most recently, the board issued two-day suspensions for a total of a 4-day suspension. That was back in November of 2023 for instances that occurred in July and September of 2023.
And those incidences were, did any of them pertain to after hours?
Yes, they all were about after hours.
I suggest that at this point, this licensee has basically chosen to operate in a manner that is in contravention to their license. And I think we should roll back their hours.
I think that actually is pretty reasonable. I think that they're teetering on not having a license at all. So I think rolling back their hours is quite reasonable.
Yeah, I think all business ceases at 10 p.m., 7 days a week. All business, no deliveries at a later hour, everything, 10 p.m.
I think that's only reasonable, yeah.
And they can apply for new, to get their hours back or new hours sometime after 6 months.
Commissioner Liam, I think you're being very generous. So yes, I agree with you.
Well, if they have a, I mean,
No,
I don't.
I think it's progressive enough.
And when they apply, it'll be an application. They'll have to do a community process, the whole deal.
Yeah, I'll agree.
So to make sure I understand, board issues a violation, is adding a condition on their license that all business shall cease at 10 p.m. and may not apply for those hours to be made later until 6 months from the date of this vote today.
Yes.
Correct. And I think we should be extra clear that all business means all patrons off of the premises and no selling of any item, beverage, pizza after 10 p.m.
This means patrons off the premise by 10 or patrons off the premise by 10:30?
I think 10. Are you saying something?
Just want to
It's not like a sit-down restaurant. It's a counter. If they have people getting food right at just before 10, they can tell them they can't sit there and they have to leave. Yeah, 10, I think doors closed, everyone out 10 o'clock, locked up.
Okay. Moving on to item number 7, which I won't get ahead of myself. Item number 7, same licensee, Redline Pizza, date of this incident, January 28th, 2025. Similar fact pattern, open for business after hours, after 11:30 p.m. in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9, and non-renewed common victular license and not posted in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9.
Yeah, I mean, they were clearly violations. I thought about not even suggesting the rollback until the third one, but they're just such an direct violation that I said it on the first one, but it was a clear violation on both counts. Just roll it up into the previous discipline.
The discipline remains the same, yes. Roll back 10 o'clock.
But we'll note it was a violation and move on.
Correct, yes.
Right, so a violation on item 7, but the disposition of that is covered by what we discussed on item 6.
Correct.
And item 8, concerning the same licensee, Red Line Pizza, date of the incident was January 13th, 2025. Expired common victular license in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9, and expired ISD certificate, which had expired in September of 2024. They have since renewed both.
Okay,
Was it noted?
acknowledged, yeah.
Item number 9, Densinco LLC, doing business as Borachito, the Garrett, Boston, located at 70 Pier 4 Boulevard. Date of the incident was February 1st, 2025. Overcrowding, house count 127, capacity 107, Boston Police count 157, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03J and 1.06A and F.
Clear violation.
Can't get around that. Yeah, it's a violation.
I don't believe in the history, so I'd suggest a warning, right?
Yes.
Violation with a warning. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. Item number 1, PB Boston LLC, doing business as Pliables, located at 471 West Broadway in South Boston, has applied for a common victular license. Manager Dennis Mancia. Hours of operation 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to. Yep.
Great. Item number 2, LSF Long Wharf LLC, doing business as Legal Seafoods, located at 255 State Street, has petitioned to change the manager to Joanna Shallick-Brisky.
I vote to approve.
I do as well, sorry.
Item 3, LSF Harborside LLC, doing business as Legal Harborside, located at 270 Northern Ave, has petitioned to change the manager to Thomas Lowry.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 4, West Broadway Management LLC, doing business as the Cambria Hotel at 6 West Broadway in South Boston, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between West Broadway Management LLC and Essex House Hospitality LLC.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
The board receives the management agreements, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Item 5, UMNV 205 to 207 Newbury LLC, doing business as Central Perk, located at 205 to 207 Newbury Street, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between UMNV 205 to 207 Newbury LLC and Colicchio Consulting LLC.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 6, Shiv Park Corp., doing business as Richard's Wine and Spirits, located at 175 to 179 Walcott Square in Hyde Park, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and a change of stock interest.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 7, SK Wine and Liquors, Inc., doing business as Bauer Wine and Spirits, located at 330 Newbury Street, has petitioned to change the location to 255 Newbury Street.
I vote to approve. There seems to be public need for it.
I agree.
Item number 8, Bar and Kitchen Hospitality, Inc., doing business as Daryl's Corner Bar and Kitchen, located at 604 Columbus Ave in Roxbury, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to 250 Western LLC, doing business as Fido Pizza, located at 250 Western Ave. 2 a.m. closing hour with an 11 p.m. outdoor closing hour. Jefferson Macklin manager, and has also petitioned to pledge the license to Alston Labworks Developer LLC.
I vote to approve. I am sad that there's a license leaving Roxbury, but I vote to approve there seems to be public need in this new location. And the manager of record seems to have the appropriate character and fitness to be the manager. And the pledge of license seems reasonable, so.
I agree across the board.
Petition is granted across the board. Item number 9, Sammy Carlos Delicatessen and Catering, doing business as Sammy Carlos Delicatessen and Catering, located at 567 Bennington Street in East Boston, has applied for a BYOB license. A manager, Stephen Sire. Hours of operation 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve. Have you sent the rules to him about?
We did. We sent the rules to him yesterday, and he acknowledged receipt of them.
Good.
I agree. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 10, Ming's Supermarket, Inc., doing business as Go Fresh 365, located at 1102 Washington Street, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license. Manager Jing Chen, closing time 7 p.m.
I vote to approve. I think I think the testimony that was presented established that there is a particular need for the kinds of wine and beer. They seem to be particular to the culture and the kinds of food that are being offered. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be very generic, but specific to the kind of food. I received the floor plan, and it is consistent with the testimony. And Jinjing does present as someone who has the character and fitness to be a good manager of record.
I did come down on the side of yes, but only just barely. I was unsatisfied with the answer about managing and monitoring the adjacent areas. I was wondering if we might entertain adding, a requirement that they have cameras out there, and because what gives me the most hesitation is that it's a T stop, it's a Silver Line stop, and the idea that stop is already problematic, and even any slight addition to it, I'm really reluctant to add to a problem where people are trying to take public transportation and just get around. So I don't want to burden that situation any more than it has to be. I mean, for me, I feel like a better answer would have gave me the sense that they're going to be an asset to the situation, like an addition. Like if they came in telling us like, no, like by adding this, we're going to be on the case out there in the front. And this idea that, they're just going to drive everything to the back didn't seem like a great solution to me at all. And I didn't know if it solved anything. So my vote for yes would only be if we can condition it on camera coverage and their security guard that they said they were going to have there being able to see that basically all the time, and they'll agree to just call 911 if anyone is out there, not just their patrons, but people who may have came from somewhere else with alcohol and may be drinking, right? Because it's right in front of their store.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's a reasonable condition.
So I know it's like complex, but can we add that, Secretary Green? Do you see any trouble with that?
Well, the licensee had already agreed to put cameras in the rear, so I think by asking them to put cameras in the front as well, that does sound reasonable. Is that the condition you're asking? Is licensee must install cameras in the front and rear of the store? Or I'm just trying to think, what is the language you want to put on there?
I think
the outside. I want camera coverage on there that would cover what would essentially be their front door and front adjacent property, because that stop is basically takes up half the sidewalk right outside their front door.
But are you also talking about some sort of security plan, like the people?
Yeah, so they already told us they're going to have a security guard in the back.
Yeah.
If that camera should have a monitor where, either the person checking out alcohol or the security guard are able to see it at all times. Like that monitor can't be packed in the back room where no one's looking at it. So it would be a camera with, business time monitoring of the camera feed. Because what I'm saying is I can only be a yes if I see this as being additive to the potential problem outside. So if they're not going to take on that responsibility, then I would be a no. So I'm going to assume that they're going to be okay with that and take that on, and I'm going to order it if they want this license. So my yes is conditional on that situation.
So sounds like licensee must maintain and monitor cameras that cover the front and rear of the store. Does that cover the condition?
Yeah, the rear is not my in
front
condition.
of the store. Okay. And then does the board also want to add conditions regarding the amount of floor plan covered by alcohol as we normally do with package stores?
Oh, sure, yes.
And
If there's any change to the floor plan, I think they resubmit, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. No increase in the amount of floor space covered by alcohol or changes to the approved floor plan without approval by the board.
Correct.
yes,
Great. And the licensee also agreed not to sell singles. Is that something you would like as a condition on the face of the license as well?
Yes, thanks for the reminder, yes.
Great.
thank you.
So granted with conditions that the licensee must maintain and monitor cameras covering the front of the store. There's to be no sale of singles and no changes to the floor plan or increase in the amount of floor space dedicated to alcohol sales without approval by the board.
Sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Front exterior sidewalk.
Exterior sidewalk, great.
Because that could be interpreted as front interior.
Yeah. Licensee must maintain and monitor cameras that cover the exterior sidewalk. Perfect. Thank you. Items 11, 12, 13, and 14. Cisco Brewers, Distillers, and Vintners Fenway, Inc., doing business as Cisco Fenway, located at 1301 to 1305 Boylston Street, has applied for a 19C Farmer Brewery pouring license, a 19E Farmer Distillery pouring license, 19B Farmer Winery pouring license, and a 19H Combined Wines, Malts, and Distillery pouring license. Manager Skylar Patrick. Closing time 1 a.m. With a patio closing time of 10 p.m.
I vote to approve all of those. I think there's sufficient public need.
I agree.
Great, and moving on to non-hearing transactions, the following are applying for a new common victualler license at a previously licensed location. Item number 1, the Greek Gyro LLC, doing business as the Greek Gyro, located at 88 Peterborough Street. Manager Harut Abkarian, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to.
Great. Item number 2, Sabino's Pizza Inc., doing business as Sabino's Pizza Inc., located at 168 Cambridge Street. Manager Rodrigo Sabino, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Commissioner Saxon?
No, I was saying for you to go first.
I vote to approve.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. Item number 3, Thai Place Restaurant LLC, doing business as Thai Place Restaurant, located at 184 Brighton Ave in Alston. Manager Piawan Chayaruk, hours of operation 11:30 a.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 4, Scalzi Corporation, doing business as Koro Ramen and Sushi, located at 329 Sumner Street in East Boston. Manager Rafael Scalzi, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 5, Naya 500 Boylston Street LLC, doing business as Naya, located at 500 Boylston Street. Manager Agues Gomez, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 6, BU Donuts LLC, doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, located at 214 North Beacon Street in Brighton. Manager Luis Reyes, this is a 24-hour operation. It had previously been a 24-hour operation.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 7, Coffee Donuts Inc., doing business as Birria Taqueria, located at 224 Columbia Road in Dorchester. Manager Esfin Gregorio Lopez, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
And item number 8, B&B Thai Food Inc., doing business as Super Siam, located at 190 High Street. Manager Adisorn Wiwat hours of operation 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following is applied to make changes to their existing common victualler license. Louis Alston LLC, doing business as Underdog Hot Chicken, located at 160 Brighton Ave, has petitioned to change the ownership interest to Jin Chong as the sole LLC manager member with owner of 100% shares. Also change the manager to Jin Chong.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following has applied to make changes to their existing dormitory license, ACCOP Columbus Ave LLC, located at 742 to 744 Columbus Ave in Mission Hill, has applied to change the manager to William Tyler James Shepherd.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
Following have applied for one-day amendments to their existing licenses. Item 1, AHF Speedway Holdings LLC, located at 1420 to 1440 Soldiers Field Road in Brighton, has applied to extend their license into Garage B for the Cherry Blossom Disco on March 29th from 5 to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item number 2, Braymore Lounge Inc., doing business as Cornwalls, located at 642 to 648 Beacon Street, has applied to extend onto Commonwealth Ave and Beacon Street right on the corner for an outdoor patio on Marathon Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 3, The Catered Affair Inc., doing business as The Catered Affair at the Boston Public Library at 700 Boylston Street, has applied to extend their service of alcoholic beverages to a controlled area outside the Newsfeed Cafe in Boylston Hall for the Boston Athletic Association VIP event on April 21st, Marathon Monday, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 4, 10 City Square LLC, doing business as Prima, located at 10 City Square in Charlestown, has applied to include a contiguous outdoor viewing area on the sidewalk patio for the 250th anniversary of Paul Revere's ride on April 18th from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item number 5, similarly, Monument 251 LLC, doing business as Monument at 251 Main Street in Charlestown, has applied to include a contiguous outdoor viewing area and a sidewalk patio for the same 250th Paul Revere anniversary ride on April 18th from 4 to 11 p.m.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
And item 6, American Multi-Cinema Inc., doing business as AMC Theaters, Boston Common 19 at 175 Tremont Street, has applied to include one temporary second bar setup on the lower level near Auditorium 1 on April 7th from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. with all patrons out by 2:30.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
The board has before them a list of applications for special one-day alcoholic beverages licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff for approval by the board.
Approved.
And there are no items on old and new business. Those are all the items before the board this morning. So that will adjourn this hearing. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. See you next week.
Okay, thank
Thank you, you too.
Take care.